Things are heating up for the 2024 Eagles as they enter Week 9 with a 5-2 record. They're on a 3-game win streak and preparing to play the Jacksonville Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence. Coming up, the Eagles 2024 Road to the Super Bowl, Part 2. In Week 9, the Eagles faced off against the Jacksonville Jaguars at Lane. This game wasn't really close until the fourth quarter. Saquon Barkley had a rare fumble in the third that Jacksonville returned for a touchdown, bringing the score to 22-16, with the Eagles still in the lead. Both teams traded touchdowns in the fourth quarter, leaving the score at 28-23 Eagles. After the Eagles missed a field goal, the Jaguars had a drive going with a chance to win, but Trevor Lawrence threw an interception in the red zone with a minute 42 left on the clock. Week 10, the Eagles were on the road against Dallas. They steamrolled the Cowboys in Dallas' first game of the season without Dak Prescott, who tore his hamstring a week earlier in a loss to the Falcons. Jalen Hurts finished the game with 2 passing and 2 rushing touchdowns.
Up and fires. It's hard to win in the NFL, and they're winning. He deserves credit. This guy has it. Hurts is good.
Week 11 was a Thursday night game versus Washington. The Commanders did well by keeping this one close for most of the game, but they could not survive the brutal onslaught of an Eagles fourth quarter offense that put up 20 points. Jalen Hurts ran for the go-ahead score early in the fourth. Then Saquon Barkley scored twice more to seal this one away. Week 12, the Eagles were on the road against the Rams. Jalen Hurts played well in SoFi Stadium, throwing for 179 yards and a touchdown, but his performance was overshadowed by Saquon's historic night. Barkley took 26 carries for 255 yards and 2 touchdowns on a night where he rushed for a new career high and set the Eagles' franchise record for single-game rushing yards. Week 13 pitted Baltimore's number 1 ranked offense against the Eagles' number 1 ranked defense in a game of pure physicality. Baltimore came out of the gate swinging and achieved an early lead. The Ravens made some big plays in the third quarter, and they forced the Eagles to punt on both of their drives. But 2 missed field goals by Justin Tucker left points on the board, and the score remained 14-12 with Philadelphia in the lead. After the scoreless third quarter, the Eagles' defense proved to be too much for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens to handle. The Eagles entered Week 14 against the Carolina Panthers on an 8-game win streak. Adam Thielen and Chuba Hubbard were wide awake for this game, unlike the Eagles' passing attack, which was unusually quiet aside from a few big plays. They relied on Saquon Barkley to move the ball down the field. Carolina had a 16-14 lead going into the fourth quarter before the Eagles slammed the door shut on them. The Eagles scored on the first possession of the fourth quarter and played stout defense for the rest of the game to take home their 9th win in a row. The Eagles entered their Week 15 matchup against the Steelers a week after an abysmal showing by their passing attack. This week, they were well prepared for the task at hand, and the Steelers never stood a chance. Jalen Hurts threw for 290 yards and 2 touchdowns, with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith catching 1 each. At this point in the season, the Eagles are 12-2, and they're on a franchise-high 10-game win streak, but a Commanders' win over the Saints prevented them from clinching the NFC East with 3 weeks left in the season. Speaking of the Commanders, Week 16 pitted the Eagles against Washington on the road against quarterback Jayden Daniels, who would go on to win Rookie of the Year. Jalen Hurts was ruled out with a concussion in the first quarter and replaced by Kenny Pickett. Pickett stepped in and looked impressive on his first drive, but he didn't play that well for the rest of the game, possibly due to a rib injury that he played through. With an opportunity to clinch the NFC East on the line, and without their starting quarterback, the Eagles turned to Saquon Barkley. Barkley's 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, along with a few field goals from Jake Elliott, kept the Eagles in the lead for the majority of this one. The Eagles began the fourth quarter with a 27-14 lead after forcing 3 fumbles and an interception throughout the first 3 quarters. Despite all this, Jayden Daniels responded with ice in his veins. He threw 3 touchdown passes to give his team the edge in this one.
Daniels has an open man. Blown coverage. Zacchaeus. Touchdown. To goal. 10 seconds. Daniels fires. End zone. Touchdown.
The Eagles' defense devoured Cooper Rush in Week 17, and the offense steamrolled the Cowboys, powered by Saquon Barkley and Devontae Smith. Jalen Hurts remained in concussion protocol, allowing Kenny Pickett to get his first start of the season. This 41-7 victory was a milestone for the Eagles as they clinched the NFC East, but the players and coaches had their eyes on a bigger goal. Week 18, the Eagles chose to rest many of their key players as the Giants came to town for the final game of the season. Tanner McKee battled it out against Drew Lock, and the Eagles won 20-13.
Lock taking a deep shot. Neighbors is open at the 15, stays on his feet, tiptoes, and he is in. Down and 2. Lock taking a deep shot. Hyatt's down there, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Sidney Brown.
Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed, and subscribe so you don't miss part 3 of the postseason. Thanks for watching.